Greetings, everybody. My name is Brian Theoret, and we have Nick Carter here.
Good evening.
Welcome to Coffeehouse Folk. We're really excited to be putting on this show for you, and really excited to have Tina Ross with us tonight.
Good to see you, Brian. And yes, we are delighted that Tina's with us. She's a great friend of ours and a very talented singer-songwriter. You guys are in for a treat when she takes the stage. Great stories, elegant sound, and great delivery. We're really blessed to have her with us tonight. And special thanks as well to somebody who you won't see, but you will enjoy the show thanks to him, and that's Brandon O'Sullivan, who's our technician behind the scenes, making sure everything works. And he will make sure the sound comes to you, the visual comes to you, and that we all stay connected. So we're very glad to be with you all tonight. I think if the time is right, I think we can get started here. And what we'll do is, I think, actually I'm up first, but I think what we'll do, if Brennan doesn't mind, what we'll do is we'll start with Brian. And after Brian, then we'll have Tina join us, and I'll pick up the third spot tonight. So delighted to have you all here, and enjoy the show, everybody.
All right, thanks, everybody. This tune is, it's basically about a cutthroat peanut butter whiskey drinking poker player. It's called Peanut Butter Whiskey. Was a straight-cut, narrow-minded shill with a jack up his sleeve. He draws his winds from the lies that he tells, and they believe. He could spot a flush from the faintest little blush, or a quiver on a lip in a breeze. His hair was greased back, held tight, his temples bleeding red. When the cards hit the table, intuition like a blade on the edge. He had a fondness for the draw, down the river through a straw. He drank peanut butter whiskey with a frown. He stung like the whiskey with each hand he'd bring. He had no conscience at the table. He took everything. He took everything. He took everything. Yeah, yeah. Shanny was a pub down the hill from his two-room flat. He ran there 14 years, counting cards with his cousin Rat. And Rat got his name when he snitched on his lackey Shane, who was caught selling coke to Father Black. He stung like the whiskey with each hand he'd bring. He had no conscience at the table. He took everything. And he stung like the whiskey with each hand he'd bring. He had no conscience at the table. He took everything. He took everything. He took everything. Yeah, yeah. With a sting of an ace on his lips, he swore he'd get back in the ring. When he took his whiskey for a sip. His heart said, son, I ain't got no more time for this. And he stung like the whiskey with each hand he'd bring. He had no conscience at the table. He took everything. And he stung like the whiskey with each hand he'd bring. He had no conscience at the table. He took everything. It took everything. It took everything. Yeah, yeah. Peanut butter whiskey. Oh, I can't hear Nick. We're still working out some of the kinks.
We're still working out the kinks. I made sure to mute so that I didn't interfere with Brian's great song. What I was trying to say is that it's a great story.
Thank you.
He took everything. I love it. Great line.
Yeah, yeah.
No conscience at the table. Very cool.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
You bet.
So this next tune is actually one that I wrote a while ago when I was called to serve jury duty. They never ended up actually calling my name. So while I was there, you know, kind of out of necessity to kill time, I brought a little notebook with me, and I basically wrote this song, and actually changed, you know, very little of it from that original version there, but it's written from the perspective of one of the jurors who is thinking about the trial, you know, watching the defendant who's, you know, having a really tough time literally just standing up, and they're both, you know, startled by the gavel, you know, hitting the table there, but as he can hardly hold himself up. This one's called Juror Number 3. Another name called now. You know it's not the first. Spirit, it's at home now, with the body in the hearse, flown away all too soon for a parent's new wife. Kneel and say your prayer now and plead all your goodbyes. Jurors as they gather, an accident was heard. An accident did happen, but it's more than what occurred. The driver, if convicted, hands up to his face. Actions, consequences, in his mouth as if to taste. Gavel cracked wood to wood on the tabletop, and there he stood with all he could as the gavel dropped. Juror number 3 stood, gavel on his mind. The weight cracked the tabletop, adjourned, he closed his eyes. The man will spend his every breath and leave behind it all. The lives he crushed will never hear the laughter down the hall, the laughter down the hall, the laughter down the hall. Gavel cracked wood to wood on the tabletop, and there he stood with all he could as the gavel dropped. One more drink, I'm sure he said, we'll finish off the night. Whiskey on the rocks, he said, will do me just right. I'm just around the corner, 2 exits and a left. I close my eyes, I never saw, I never saw, I never saw, I never saw her. Gavel cracked wood to wood on the tabletop, and there he stood with all he could as the gavel dropped. Gavel cracked wood to wood on the tabletop, and there he stood with all he could as the gavel dropped. All right, juror number 3.
Very nice. As the gavel dropped. Nicely done. I like the split meter.
Thank you.
Makes it for interesting stuff.
There's another one coming down the line with some crazy time signature changes, so I'm excited for that one. But
Good.
All right, I do need my capo for this one. All right. And I dropped it. Live music, folks. Live music. Oh, great.
It's great to see that Keith and Laura, some of Teeny's friends, have tuned in. Keith and Laura have said hello, and they're here watching. Great to have you guys. Delighted that you're here to watch Tina.
All right. So this last song that I'm going to play here in this little set here was one that was written this past February. I do this songwriting challenge every year, and actually that last peanut butter whiskey one came from that too a couple of years ago. But anyways, this one it basically starts out with kind of one of the 2 main characters in the song, and they are, boy, I messed everything up when I dropped my capo. Anyways, well, I don't want to give too much away, but this one is called Pictures on Our Fridge. I'm thinking about what you said to me last night, as I catch a glimpse of you outside the kitchen window. The wind it blows your hair, it tickles your face, as you look upwards upon the river's shadow. nothing to think about right now. We're together in this time and this place. The glow of your lips, that sweet mango lip balm. I can taste your words and feel them on my face. This trip is only beginning, basking on this bridge. We'll take lots of pictures and hang them all on a new fridge. In that moment it felt like time stood still. In my soul took a deep long breath. My Yukon, my nerves, my heart is full. Forever room for more, she smiled and said, this trip is only beginning, basking on this bridge. We'll take lots of pictures and hang them all on a new fridge. In earnest, I didn't think we'd make it work. A hummingbird was struggling to keep her pace. She took the cracked, sweaty leather rein, weathered by her hand, and trusted her fate. Pictures on our fridge.
Nice story. Nice touch. Nice story. And that guitar has a nice resonance to it. Very, very warm.
Thank you very much, Nick.
You bet. Well, I think we're going to be ready to have our special guest join us here in just a minute. And folks, you're in for a real treat. Some really elegant stuff coming your way right now. So I think we'll step back and hand it over to Tina Ross. Hey there. I think you're muted.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Need to unmute myself. Okay.
Welcome. It's great to have you, Tina.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to be here. I was just chatting in the YouTube chat that I met you both at songwriting intensive, and I'm just so happy that people, you know, that I'm here with you and we're sharing music, and it's just so special. So special. And Brian, that was incredible.
Beautiful work, Brian. And feelings mutual for sure, Tina.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Absolutely great.
So, I am right in the process of finishing my debut album. And this song actually will probably open up the album. It does talk about really just stepping into life and forging our way. I was a chiropractor and nutritionist until 2 years ago. So we can make any changes in our life whenever we please. It just takes some using all our tools and trusting. I dreamt I disappeared into the wood, dense air around me moss underfoot, the leaves were whispering, the mood a silent blue, and I wished I knew. Longing hovered like a hawk circling prey, moth-eaten wishes lay in my wake. I saw some footprints, too small for my shoes. How I wished I knew. Is this my path? Is this my vision? Expectation was a cage I live in. It may be hard to see, but night bows to the morning. I've got my hammer, my tools. It's a life I am forging. Oh, the mist was ghost gray and clung to the trees. Found my way out, tracking the sound on the breeze. The nightingale's welcome song offered clues. How I wished I knew. Is this my path? Is this my vision? Perfection is a cage I live in. It may be hard to see, but night bows to the morning. I've got my hammer, my tools. It's a life I am forging. Oh, I'm giving back your compass. I must follow mine. 'Cause it's my path and it's my vision. Hesitation was the cage I lived in. It may be hard to see, but night bows to the morning. I have got my hammer, my tools. It's a life I am forging. Oh, So we're forging our lives, and sometimes the expectation of other people and our own feelings of needing to be perfect just kind of get in the way. So if we can just kind of allow life to happen, it does work. We kind of get into the flow of it, right? Hey, guys.
Hey, that's great. Lovely story. And very inspirational. This is a debut album, yeah?
Debut album.
How
just
cool.
Yeah, my debut album just had some harmonies put on, cello. I'm really excited about it. Really
Wonderful.
excited. Yeah,
Beautiful.
just
Good.
had some photos and did the graphic designer. I spoke to him yesterday, or is that today? I don't know. Days are just kind of going into each other. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, they have a way of doing that when you're in the throes of producing something like that.
Yeah, it's wonderful though. It's a great experience.
Yep.
I'm just so glad to have it. So wonderful. Good. So next, there is a 17th century artist. Her name is Artemisia Gentileschi, and she's become quite an inspiration for me. It's hard enough being a woman in the 17th century. It's even harder being a creative and a woman in the 17th century. And this is a story about her. And I'm actually writing another one about her as well. Who knows, maybe it'll be a whole series. My dress shimmers green, an emerald drape, its edges scratched from grainy lace. My eyebrows, curious and arched, my patience worn, my patience parched. I mix my pigments, crush them with stone, truth ground into savage tones. I choose to draw a bloody knife, highlighting dark as always, mixed with light. Damn this 17th century, I face a faceless enemy trying to steal what's real for me. I am Artemisia. Vindicated, I left my father's home, wrapped up my brushes, will and shadows with brazen strokes. My heroines are free, I paint their prowess, wounds and stories. Damn this 17th century, I expose absurdity. I will choose an artist's mastery. I am Artemisia. I am Artemisia. I hear the call of this stretched linen. It cannot speak, but I listen. I will this dry dye and oil to be defiant. We will not be silenced, and I'll beat this 17th century. I carry letters from kings and queens. Patrons see my creativity, painting as a woman's allegory. I am Artemisia. I am Artemisia. Oh, 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 Artemisia, gentle Leshy. Just check her out. She has a drama about her. She actually paints women in a very strong light, powerful colors. She's really extraordinary. She will take a story that's been told and painted by a man and kind of put her own spin on it, and one of power. So it's quite extraordinary. So that's Artemisia. So my last song for this little round is also, it's interesting, I didn't realize I put these back to back. This is also a song from the past. It's not a true story, but it came to me in a dream, which I'd love to have a conversation about with other songwriters, you guys. Do you find that you dream your stories and then get up and write them? And that's what happened with this. This is someone from maybe the 18th century. I walk these rows of lavender. This soil, it knows me well. My long skirt sweeps its blooming buds. I remember planting them when we met. I harvest when sun casts its glow. My corset tight, I make do. My boots' laces have come untied. Bending to fix my shoe, I think of you. I work the fields and visit friends, playing with their children. I walk these rows of lavender until I see you again. I sweep my hair up in a twist and tie it with ribbons and combs. I long to see your sleeping face. Our time together was not our own. For when high tide came rolling in, you'd return to your merchant ship. I'd soak a button in lavender oil and sew it under your collar tip. I work the fields and visit friends, playing with their children. I walk these rows of lavender so I can see you again. And when you turn to see Marseille, drifting in the distance, lavender would fill your senses. I work the fields and visit friends, playing with their children. I walk in fog into the waves so I can see you again, so I can see you again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm wishing you could add a few more verses to that, Tina. Lovely images, wonderful.
What would that be? What would the story be? We'll talk about it.
No, we should talk about it. I'm totally intrigued. And the image of sewing a blossom beneath the collar. In time, I would love to know about the process, the inspirational trail you walked to come up with that thought. What a wonderful image. What a wonderful image. My compliments.
Thank you.
What a pleasure.
Thank you.
What a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Great.
Yeah.
So I look forward to hearing you.
Well, I'll be happy to
Here we
do my
go.
best. Right. So this next round of songs, this one is it's off an album I'll be releasing later in the year, and this song is called "Handrail in the Dark," and the title comes from the dedication of a book written by a very good friend of mine who's a very talented mystery writer. And the name of the book is called The Ghost Notebooks, and the writer's name is Ben Dolnick. And with Ben's blessing, I lifted the title Handrail in the Dark to apply it to this song, because a couple of years ago I was working on this song. And it was about rescue and recovery. And the words "handrail in the dark" just seem to fit the feeling and tone of the song. And of course, the song came to stay during the early months of the COVID pandemic, and given what the poor world has endured since then, since March 2020, and what it continues to endure, this song, for me at least, has more meaning every time I play it. Handrail in the Dark. Just tell me you're okay. I think I know what happened here. The roof is caved in on your life. Your heart is caught in there, and you're on shaky ground before it all comes crashing down. Let me help you past the broken glass, safe and sound. And when worry blinds your heart and faith falls apart and the night hits too hard, I'll be your handrail in the dark and take you where you've never been. Make a brand new start, you'll never be afraid again. In the dark, just reach across the space between us, and I'll be there, your handrail in the dark. We'll build promises into living things and put up a home of stone and stories we believe, and then we'll meet in the middle and we'll get rid of the riddles and leave breathing room for when we disagree. And when worry blinds your heart and faith falls apart and the night hits too hard, I'll be your handrail in the dark and take you where you've never been. Make a brand new start, never afraid again. In the dark, just reach across the space between us, and I'll be there, your handrail in the dark. You say you'll never be the same, but love still knows your name, and I will take you where you've never been. Make a brand new start, never afraid again. In the dark, just reach across the space between us, and I'll be there, your handrail in the dark. Oh yes, I will be your handrail in the dark. Oh yes, I will be your handrail in the dark. Ooh. Thank you, Handrail in the Dark. This song is in your cup. Hi there, hi again. Comfort in Your Cup is a song about waiting, and I actually co-wrote it with a friend in Nashville named Kent Agee, and the song is based on the fact that some time ago, Kent and I were having lunch together in Nashville, actually, and he said, how about we start a song and look at it from the point of view of the woman? And I said, that's a pretty cool idea. Let's see what we can do with that. And so this song, as I did my part in the song, reminded me of somebody named Angie, who I used to know. And Angie lived every day to serve people in the diner and make them welcome. Basically, it was her job to make you feel very, very, very comfortable. And as I wrote this song, I began to imagine what Angie might say, or tried to imagine what Angie might say. I haven't seen her in a long time, but I imagine, or try to, what she might say if I actually were to ask her, which is, after you're done looking after us, day in, day out, Angie, who's looking after you? But first, we're going to tune up that E string. The hazardous drop D. Here we go. So the idea is basically to ask Angie, when you're done looking after everybody here, when you go home, who's looking after you? Yeah, I was born here. Yes, I'll live here all my life. Sat right there in that booth at senior prom. Made that satin dress myself, you can probably tell. But I felt like something special with it on. That boy said he loved me, sitting right where you are now. Swore he'd get us both away. Well, he got away all right. And I'm here every night, making tips that I spent yesterday. But I'll pour comfort in your cup and hear your story, though you're only passing through. Yeah, sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. I used to tell myself I'd turn around some night and see him smiling as the jukebox played our songs. But I knew better than that, he's never coming back. So I buckled up my heart and carried on, pouring comfort in your cup and hearing your story, though you're only passing through. Yeah, sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. You know that boy, he called just the other day. I told him he was my best chance to get love right. I told him he could have tried that line on the girl he left behind, but he ain't gonna find her here tonight. But it was comfort in my cup, and it don't even matter if it's true. Sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. Yes, sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. Yeah, I was born here. Guess I live here all my life. Comfort in your cup. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Wow. I love your guitar work too. Your story is wonderful. That guitar work is just fantastic.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. This is this little story is let's see here. Don't want to throw all my switches off. I guess we're all right. This story is something that came to stay. One summer day, I was walking on the beach on the on the shore of Lake Champlain, actually, and it was a very hot, humid, warm August morning. And the breeze coming straight up out of the south, and Lake Champlain runs north and south, so the waves and the breeze were running free the full length of the lake. And it just brought me back to a time and a moment of a first date on a beach in northern Maine. It's called Wind from the South. We were barefoot on a blanket. I wanted to chase away the doubt. At the water's edge, you leaned into me. I still can taste the chocolate on your mouth. Wind soft and warm as a whisper, and a radio singing us to sleep. There's you and the stars and nighttime guitars, reeling all the years back in reach. Just below the surface, we feel our way along, eye to eye, too right to be wrong. It's a sweet summer fire no water can put out, burning brighter with a wind from the south. How we loved when no one was looking, guilty of the sweetest kind of crime. Those stolen scenes, and you'd reach for me, and I played the thief every time. Just below the surface, we feel our way along, and eye to eye, too right to be wrong. It's a sweet summer fire no water can put out, burning brighter with a wind from the south. I keep a picture from the day we got married, and we're grinning like we found the inside track. The clothes look dated, but the moment never faded, and we're sure not looking back. Just below the surface, we feel our way along, eye to eye, too right to be wrong. It's a sweet summer fire no water can put out, burning brighter with a wind from the south. Sweet fire no water can put out, burning brighter with a wind from the south. Sweet fire no water can put out, burning brighter with a wind from the south. Sweet fire no water can put out, burning brighter with the wind from the south. Thank you.
Man, that guitar sounds like sweet fire. I love that guitar.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Yeah, it's a
song.
Interesting thing. That little tape across the saddle is an interesting kind of muffling, sweetening effect on the thing. So I'm glad you liked it. Good. I think
Also,
we're about
I like-
ready to keep our program moving. I'm so tempted to have all these creative conversations with you, Tina, and Brian as well, about sort of like, how do these songs come about? Maybe that could be a topic for another segment of a show in the future, just to kind of, if someone really wants to hear about that, there might be, I'm sure there's got to be listeners who would welcome a little insight like that.
Cool.
All right. It's been such a pleasure. I'm having such a good time here. This next tune is actually one that it started off as an entirely different tune about 15 years ago, and I stole the name from it, my own tune. So I stole the name from it when basically all hell broke loose, and this is sort of like a commentary on kind of how divided we are, and how we need to hold those that represent us accountable. So I suppose this is the closest I've come to writing a political song. It's not really super political, but anyways, this the reason how this came about, or how it started, the original tune never saw the light of day, because regardless of what I did, it always just sounded like Neil Diamond. Nothing against Neil Diamond, but the way I sang it, the way I played it, it just sounded like Neil Diamond, and that's not what I was going for. And it always kind of makes me laugh when I think about that. But this one, because it's about kind of uneasiness, I play around a little bit with time signatures throughout, and kind of making the whole thing. You're never entirely sure sometimes if it's going to be 4 beats in a measure or 5 beats in a measure. I kind of play around with that, and it on purpose to create tension. But anyways, enough jabbing here. This one's called "Before These Days Have Come and Gone." Newspaper said just what I expected. The headline read just like this: sung like a splinter on a broken banister, slid right in when I looked down. Politician said words left unspoken, preaching things they've said before. Another broken promise, we've been splintered again. The window pane is cracked, my friend. Before these days have come and gone, remember what they said. Before the ink starts to run, remember what they said. Before these days have come and gone, remember what they said. Before the ink starts to run, remember what they said. Hey. Always stood, 2 sides divided, our labors left to speak the truth. Your neighbor, your daughter, the farmer, their words as they bled down the street. They bled down the street. Their words, they bled down the street. They bled down the street. Before these days have come and gone, remember what they said. Before the ink starts to run, remember what they said. Before these days have come and gone, remember what they said. Before the ink starts to run, remember what they said. All right. Before these days have come and gone.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Yes, sorry, I'm in a cold, kind of the coldest room in my house, and my guitar keeps going a little bit out of tune there, but so this is this one actually came to me really quite quickly one afternoon. I was doing like a free write or something, and the phrase "written in ink" popped into my head, and that's what this tune is called, "Written in Ink." Take 3 steps, then your back's against the page. It's written in ink, although you see it bleeds. The written words from a shaky hand, from what you say. What is it that you mean to feel? Both ways, then you're back across the street. It's beaten from age, from all those miles and wheels. The crosswalk fades from 1,000 steps you meant to take. What is it that you mean to see? I've been waiting for a sign to hit me in the face. It's been 3 years, and the words are on the page. They're written in ink, and now you see they're real. The written words from a steady hand, from what you said. What is it that you meant to say? All right, that one's written in ink.
Love it.
Bravo.
Great. Wow.
Bravo. Nice rhythms. Love that power.
That's
guitar.
driving. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This last one, I don't know. I guess I have a thing for writing tunes about poker players. This is another one. Maybe like Tina and her Artemisia concept album. Maybe I'll do a poker playing concept album. I don't know. Anyways, this one was actually a fun one. I wrote the whole thing using dice. I literally rolled the dice for picking the chords I was going to use. Rolled the dice for the number of syllables in each line. It all just happened to work out with the 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 2, 1 chord progression. This one is this one's called Burning of Aces. Shaking his hand, his thoughts rage, looking down the table. A glance to the gambler's right. Casino aisles, wavered hand, throw until unable. He stands, a card out of sight. With the conscience to see burning in his pocket. To the gambler's left, he looked to gauge the pace. When they looked away, he palmed the king of spades, and he prayed to his God they burned the aces. Steady pace needs a queen. Where the hell are the aces? Two down, a jack'll do the trick. Betting with haste, one more time. Throw a king to spite him. Disguise, he hopes this one sticks. With the conscience to see burning in his pocket. To the gambler's left, he looked to gauge the pace. When they looked away, he palmed the king of spades, and he prayed to his God they burned the aces. The turn down the river, he couldn't look away. He'll drown if they put one down, stabbed by the end. With the conscience to see burning in his pocket. To the gambler's left, he looked to gauge the pace. When they looked away, he palmed the king of spades, and he prayed to his God they burned the aces. Burning of Aces, everybody. Thank you very much. That is the end of my set. I just wanted to mention that all of these tunes are going to be coming out on an album that I'm looking to be releasing later on this year. So thanks for listening, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Great song. Nice,
Thank you.
powerful.
Wonderful. Really wonderful.
Love how it drives, Brian.
And that whole thing with the dye, Trek Fury talks about doing that, and I was in a class with her. So I actually recently bought this big black bag of dye, and dice. Anyway, and I was writing on it myself, writing on them numbers, and then also, so I'm going to do it now that you did it. I haven't done it yet, but
Nice. It was a lot of fun.
I'll let you know. I'll make sure I play whatever song comes out of that.
Excellent.
Yeah. Cool. So it's my turn?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So round two, or the second part of round two. Still great to be here. Aaron, I see you're there. Hi. Good to see you, Aaron. Aaron is also from the same workshop that I met both Brian and Nick. So it's great to see Erin as well. She's a wonderful singer-songwriter. Erin Ash Sullivan, definitely check her out. Absolutely. So all the songs that I'm doing tonight are on my debut album, which should come out probably sometime in the summer. So this song, sometimes we have experiences in our lives. And sometimes we move past them, but sometimes they linger a little bit. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me now. I try to swallow the tears as they burn their way down. The blur of voices and cutting words, a closed bedroom door dampened the judgment I heard. Maybe it should bother me, but it doesn't bother me now. What you said to me, what you said to me then, was a boomerang thrown over and over again. What a child hears, a child believes. It takes years to undo the impression it leaves. Maybe it should bother me, but it doesn't bother me now. Time and time I try to let this go, as bitterness melted on my
Love the rolling harmonies that you've got going with your fingerboard, Tina.
Cool.
It's just gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, Keith. I see Keith is still here. Keith is a lover of music. Keith comes to so much music. He's really incredible. So this is a song also. Oh no, I have to go down, not up. I'm just going to make sure. I'm also in a room that's cold, Brian, and I'm finding my guitars are really not so happy. But tuning, we have to make sure we tune. We have to do that for everyone. This song just actually had some cello put on it and some harmonies by Kip and Martin. Let me just fix that. Yeah, so I'm very excited with this. This is I'm so sorry. This is good enough. This is kind of a story about a couple of people mixed together. It was hard to listen and face the unknown. Feeling her heart quicken, she hangs up the phone. She leans against the bathroom sink and wipes the mirror clear. The dripping of the faucet is all she hears. A quiet moment, and there are few, while her children sleep, thinking about the promises she may never keep. Hold the door. Hold the door. Don't let it close. She only knows she wants more time, not only in her mind. Hold the door. With arms full of the day's clutter, gently stepping down the weary stairs, making tomorrow's lunches, she slips in love notes her evening prayers. So many questions. Will she leave some life unused? But she cannot give in right now. She hasn't finished what she came to do. you.
Lovely.
Wow.
Really lovely.
Wow. I really go somewhere with that.
Yep.
I gotta shake it off.
We went with you.
Shake it off. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm gonna do now. It's my last song. This song is the actual title of the album. It's called While I'm Here. The album is called While I'm Here. And this actually song has ended up to be the kind of theme song of my live show, which is every Sunday from 7 till 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tina Rose Music. You can join us there. We have a little community. We meet and we have fun. And this just ended up to be the song that we all sing together at the end. And it's just about being present and about helping each other. That we can't do it alone. We can't. Thank you so much for including me in this wonderful evening. Thank you. While I'm here, I will listen to the cackle of the geese as they land. While I'm here, I will notice the lightness of the dandelion in my hand as I blow my wish to the wind. While I'm here, I will welcome the sweat that comes with giving everything. While I'm here, I will search in earnest and help you grab that brass ring. And if hair's in my eyes,
Ride.
Thank you.
Really, really lovely song.
Thank
Had
you
me
so
dancing
much.
in here. No one could see it, but I was dancing.
Dancing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's an important message, I think.
I love the resolution in it. It's lovely. Lovely.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
Yeah.
for being with
Thanks
us.
for coming, yeah.
Cool.
Absolute pleasure.
Wonderful.
Well, okay, I guess
Well,
I've
Nick, it's your
got to go
turn.
to the checkered flag here. This song takes me back a bit. I was born and raised in Caribou, Maine, and way up there, after college and after a number of years pursuing music and all, I went back to northern Maine. And for a while, music became kind of a stranger to me. And but this song's title is called "My Guitar Is My Compass," and of course, a compass helps us find our way. And yes, I did lose contact with music for a while, but it did come back, and I found my way back, and it's the road I'm on now for sure. Winter 78, I finally quit the band for a job back home with family. I did not see the trouble coming down as my guitar became a stranger to me. Fresh out of school, steady paycheck in hand, my pockets full of cash. Had an office in the field, helping farmers work the land. Had 3 good years before the crash. Then the market broke the farms, and the banks came calling for the keys. I closed up shop, and I watched the bridges burn. My hometown wasn't home to me. Right road don't always lead you home, and the wrong ones are paved with alibis. But if my guitar is my compass when I go, I'll find my road, and my songs will be the stars I'm guided by. Went to work on Wall Street, found no peace of mind. I started playing downtown bars. Finally broke away and left the suits behind and traded stocks for tips in a jar. The right roads don't always lead you home, and the wrong ones are paved with alibis. But if my guitar is my compass when I go, I'll find my road, and my songs will be the stars I'm guided by. Here we go. On a corner, you'll find me now in Soho, playing like I'm paying off a debt. My guitar case catching quarters for a solo, but it's better than a promise never kept. Oh, it's better than a promise never kept. The right road don't always lead you home, and the wrong ones are paved with alibis. But if my guitar is my compass when I go, I'll find my road. Oh, you know I will. The right road don't always lead you home, and the wrong ones are paved with alibis. But if my guitar is my compass when I go, I'll find my road, and my song will be the stars I'm guided by. Oh, that song will be the stars I'm guided by. Oh, come now, help me find my road. Oh, and Won't you help me find my home, and now be my compass when I go. Guitar will be my compass. Helps me find my way. Thank you. The next song is actually the title track on this album that I've been working on. The album title is Fountain Pen. It'll be out, I'm looking at September release date. A lot of stuff to put in place before then. But Fountain Pen is sort of that situation where, as a writer, you try to make an inanimate object the voice of a broken heart. So this is about goodbye from another point of view. Please don't hate me for the words she makes me write. She's been talking to herself all night. Secondhand, you know what? We want to tune this. I'm so sorry. We're going to get this right. When you capo, there's always a hazard. So I'm going to start this again. And I appreciate your indulgence. Here we go. Please don't hate me for the words she makes me write. She's been talking to herself all night. Her trembling hand is steady now. Thoughts coming clear. But she's leaving you one last souvenir. I am her only fountain pen. The birthday gift you gave her back then. And I can't count the times she's picked me up and put me down. But she's writing rain tonight, the way the ink is pouring out. And her words say you are out of time. They lay across the page like a field of mines. No way out between the lines. I can't stop her from writing, it's the end. That I am just a fountain pen, like a jet black arrow flying from her hand. I signed your names the day you traded wedding bands, and Italian summer postcards and late night letters back at school. Notes of devotion by two crazy loving fools. But tonight she's asking how it all went wrong, drawing lines straight to all you could have done. And the question marks and margins hanging heavy, so cold. One exclamation point closing in to take its toll. And her words say you are out of time. They lay across the page like a field of mines. And there's no way out between the lines. I can't stop her from writing, it's the end. I am just a fountain pen. Her pain is out of hiding, and she can't fake it anymore. The ink from my lips draws you a goodbye kiss, and she packs me in her suitcase, pins the letter to the door. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, words say you are out of time. They lay across the field like a field of mines, and no way out between the lines. I can't stop her from writing it's the end. But I am just a fountain pen, and I can't stop before it's over the end. I am just a fountain pen.
Unexpected turn at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of a...
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I have to say it felt really good when I found that chord way back. It just was like, oh, anyway. Thank you for listening so much. Tina has that wonderful passion for Artemisia, and Brian, you're thinking about, I think it is card games and poker, as sort of these themes that keep coming back in your songwriting. My case, it's subway singers. And so my last song is going to have a little bit more pep to it. It's called Rumble of the Train. And it goes back to a time when I used to commute to New York. I'd go downtown to my job, and I had to take the 4 or the 5 train to get there. One Chase Plaza was where I would go to work. But going through the tunnels of Grand Central, I would hear her voice. Her name was Wendy, and her voice would just bounce off the walls of the tunnels in Grand Central as I would go down to find the train. And so this song is for Wendy and for everybody who's ever stood on a subway platform, who's ever stood on a street and tried to give strangers a piece of their feelings, a piece of their heart, and maybe just a chance to find a little sanctuary inside a song before they start their day. So I followed her voice underground, through the tunnels and the noise I tracked her down. She was singing by the turnstiles to a city on the run, and passing out pieces of her heart in every song, singing way down here some things never change, talking about music and the rumble of the train. Yeah. Oh. Well, she's there each day when I come rushing by. Got my game face on and I'm running with the tide. It's an endless procession, and she serenades the ebb and flow. She might wish we'd pay attention. She never lets it show. She just says, y'all come back, 'cause good things never change. Yeah. Talking about music and the rumble of the train. What's reliable and real? It's the way the music makes you feel, and the rhythm of the ride that brings you home. Take me home. So if I just stop and listen to her songs, the music will stay with me all day long. But I gotta go, so I drop a 10, gotta leave again, and keep my day on track. Without a word she smiles. We both know I'll be back. It's so nice to know that some things never change. Talking about music and the rumble of the train. Singing now way down here, some things never change. Talking about music and the rumble. Talking about music and the rumble. Talking about music and the rumble of the train. Ooh,
Fantastic.
Thank you all very much. What fun.
Bravo, bravo.
Wow, you guys have really, you're such great storytellers, and you have the guitars really down, and you've got the rhythm and the movement, and it's fantastic. Seriously,
Well,
it's
thank
great.
you. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, Aaron. I just saw your comment about catchy chorus. By the way, I still remember a song that Aaron has performed online, and it's a beautiful song, and it's called Train from Gary, if I have it right, Aaron. Maybe one day we'll hear you sing it with us sometime on one of our shows here with Brian and me. But that's for another time. Tina, I really enjoyed the work you've done tonight. Thank you so much
you.
for being here.
Thanks
It's a
for
pleasure to
having
watch you
me.
play. And excited on the stuff you've got coming up. You're going to be at Rockwood Music Hall
Yep.
coming up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, on Tuesday night, May 10th, John Platt from FUV has On Your Radar, and he invites kind of emerging and up and coming. It's like who should be on your radar kind of thing.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's a 30-minute set, and there are two other acts, Bruce Sedano and High Tea, who are from Massachusetts.
Okay.
And they're really wonderful. So that'll be out. I'm on at 7, so that's happening. Yeah. Thanks.
And
Yeah,
of course, I hope I can get to
Sure.
catch it. Well, I won't be able to be there
it's
I
live.
have something that night myself. I have a commitment, so it's actually it's here in this room, 8 to 10 with Bruce Swan. Something called Music My Mother Would Not
Oh,
Like.
you're doing that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's such a great series.
Well, it is. It's a fun series, but
Cool.
what a treat to be at Rockwood Music Hall.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So,
I'm really excited.
Brian,
Yeah.
where are you?
I'm right here.
I'm looking at the screen though. I don't see you, so I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see
we're
me?
all three of us are on.
Yeah.
He's
Maybe it's
there.
just me who doesn't have you. Tina, do you see Brian?
Got
Yeah,
me
I
all
do.
choked up.
Okay.
I do.
Gee,
That was
I wonder. I don't see you at all. Isn't that crazy?
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, well, we can see you. Thanks again, Tina, for
Yes, indeed.
for coming along
What a
for
pleasure.
this. And
There
thanks,
you are,
Nick.
Brian. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick, for out of the blue reaching out to me like what was it, a month or two ago?
I think it was a kind of a winter day, February or late February, early March, and I would just kind of think, I've gone long enough without jumping into this wonderful exercise of being online with friends and such, and so we just started talking, and it's led to this.
So
What a nice
great.
thing it's led to. And
I
again,
like-
thank you to Brandon, who's helping make it all
Yes.
possible behind the scenes.
Brandon is really, he's great. He's really good. What is it, Cloverleaf? What is his thing called? Cloverleaf?
Cloverleaf. I think it's Cloverleaf. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
we should
find
say
out
that.
real
No, Clover Digital Media.
There it is. Thank
That's
you. Good,
Brandon, and he does production.
good
so he's
recovery,
really
Tina. Thank
great.
you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
he's really good.
Yep, indeed. Well, I don't know if we're still broadcasting, but if people are still listening, I still see some things coming in from
We are
Keith
broad.
and Aaron and others. So thanks to those who came to watch and stayed with us a while tonight. Jerry Kilby, friend from Caribou, Maine, for heaven's sakes. Good to see your name. I hope that's the Jerry Kilby I'm thinking of. It's great to see you checking in. So thank you, everybody, and Keith as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Well, I guess that is a way to say good night. I can't thank you guys enough.
Good
and
night.
and here's to more memories.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys in person.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
what I want to do.
Yeah,
Definitely.
couldn't
Definitely.
agree
Great.
more. All righty.
Good. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks,
night.
everybody.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.